I felt like I had to put on a mask, just get on with the day, but also just the way you interact with other people, especially in a workplace, when sentiments like "Are you okay?" are just like thrown out there, and they don't mean anything anymore. When really that's all you really want. You want someone to actually ask if you're okay and for them to listen, and then that to be a starting point of something, because a lot of the time you don't know, as someone who is going through something, you don't know how to reach out, regardless of whether that's in the workplace, but obviously everyone works. So it's a kind of common problem, and for people to just listen and to actually take that moment, even if you're in the middle of a deadline, is still doable, and it shouldn't be taken for granted. That single question, "Are you okay?" should not be taken for granted at all.
And I think that's a really good point, actually, because many years ago when I was actually training to become a therapist, we had something called a personal development group. And what we would do in that personal development space would be to check in with everybody and not throw away comments like, "How are you doing?" but really, actually, how are you?
Not a closed question, like a question that really gets someone to open up.
Yeah. And really take that on board and feel that you can actually, ask somebody really truly, how is it for you at the moment?
And it's important to do that because, I mean, I know Ben outside of here as well, and I didn't know what we're discussing.
Okay.
And it's because of that front that you and I and we all put on, and it's not a bad thing. It's protection, isn't it? But it's really interesting that actually maybe it's partly my role. As part of society and partly your own role in that situation, to put yourself out there a little bit and also to delve a little bit deeper and help those people around you.
Someone who I study and I quote quite a bit on the show is a gentleman called Peter Drucker, and he said once that culture eats strategy for breakfast. And as a guy who does a lot of strategy, I was thinking, oh, how dare! But when he said culture, he meant, what personality is this company going to decide that they have? Starting with their employees, if work is not as good as it should be, is the question going to be, look, is there something going on with you that's sort of compromising the quality of your work, as opposed to saying, look, because there's nothing worse than sort of feeling that, hey, look, if I make some mistakes, I'm out of here, and then that will have its own set of circumstances from a financial and a well-being standpoint.
And I think you're right. I think sometimes bosses and people in general just have to take the plunge and just have to change their perspectives a bit, and just to check in with people and really check in with them because they really want to know that they are okay.
With the human side of it, because it's all very well putting a system in place that checks on people with a form and a review at certain periods throughout the year, but they become very robotic and actually, caring.
Yeah.
Is this person actually the same person they were 3 months ago? Are they in a better place, or what's going on?
Yeah, because things happen in people's lives from a day-to-day perspective, don't they?
They're forced to go to the gym when they don't want to.
Yeah.